Okay, I think without further ado, I think we'll make a start. It's just after 4. So I just wanted to begin with a warm welcome to everyone for joining us. This is our very first virtual event at Street League. What could possibly go wrong? I hear you cry. Well, we're hoping nothing at all. So we'll see how we go, but fingers very tightly crossed. Just to say, well, look, we're absolutely delighted to have so many partners and supporters joining us on the call. At the moment, we've just gone over 100 people, 103 people on the call at the moment, which is way beyond our expectations. We were talking about, would we have 20, 25 when we set this up a few weeks ago? So thank you. Really appreciate it. I do want to do a special thank you, actually, if I could, just quickly to Sarah and Anne. For those of you that don't know them, they took on the challenge to row across the Atlantic for 86 days this spring for Street League. They did it, which was absolutely amazing. And in doing so, they raised over £50,000 for Street League and for Alzheimer's. So an incredible effort. I want to do a round of applause, but I realise if you're all on mute, it's not going to, it loses its impact. So, but I can see some of you applauding. Maybe we can do a virtual applause for what they've done. Really fantastic. I have to say, it was with mild sense of amusement that when Anne and Sarah came back to the UK, it was about a week before we went into lockdown, having spent that many days, almost 3 months in a rowing boat. But I have to say, if anybody was going to cope with lockdown and isolation, it would have been Anne and Sarah. So yeah, fantastic effort. Just to kick off this afternoon and run through, the main focus of this afternoon is very much about our young people and hearing about how they've coped during lockdown and some of the challenges they've faced. I'm absolutely delighted to say we've got 6 young people that are joining us. That is Aaron and Taylor are joining us from Paisley, which is just outside Glasgow. We've got Tamina and Sophia in Birmingham, and we've got Mason and Georgia from London. So amazing they can join us and take time just to share their experiences. We are going to be dividing you into 3 breakout groups. Don't worry, you don't have to do anything. That will be done automatically, but you'll get to hear from 2 young people in each of those cities to get a feel for their experiences. Just a couple of things to highlight. I think I said earlier, you're all on mute. So if you don't mind, just in terms of background noise, that's probably a good way of handling things going forward. Questions. If you do have any questions, you have by all means have the opportunity to ask those questions. If you look at your screen at the moment and go down right into the middle, about 6 o'clock at the bottom, there is a chat function, and you can, if you tap on that, that enables you to type in a question, and those questions will be picked up, so we can ask those. Particularly if you've got a question for a young person that you'd like to ask, by all means put it on the chat, and then when we go into the breakout rooms, we can look at some of those questions. Any other general questions about Street League, by all means ask away. We will probably answer those for a blog to share with you all on the website later on, just for having sight of time and things like that. But I assume, gosh, we're 12 weeks into lockdown. I assume everybody's pretty savvy with some of the different platforms. For Zoom, particularly, that you can flick through on your top right, you can have gallery view or speaker view. You might choose to do speaker view, which highlights the speaker on your screen. If you want gallery view, you can see everybody else that's listening in, a mix of both. So by all means, do that if you want to. And I don't really want to say the word, but if it was to crash at all, no problem. Just literally go to the link we sent you before and just join us again, and you'll just come through and we'll kick off from that. Okay, let's get started. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Lindsay McDonald and Doogie Stevenson to you. They're our joint MDs at Street League, and they're just going to share with us just how we've handled things and managed things with the coronavirus crisis over the last few weeks. So I think I'm going to kick off with Lindsay. So we're going to go to Lindsay, I believe.
Thanks, Nige. So welcome everyone. As you mentioned, this is our first attempt at this, so hopefully you're all bearing with us. And probably like all of you, Street League has certainly learned an awful lot in the last 12 weeks. We have moved all of our services, 36 local communities, from being in our academies that many of you have had a chance to visit, where we work in group sessions, one-to-one activity, and obviously always wrapping around that sport and physical activity. Thankfully, we've been able to, I suppose, recreate that sense of community, that support for young people, thanks to all of your support and the commitment of so many different people who we'll touch on. But what Street League had been really keen to do as we moved into lockdown was, and we remain committed to, being proactive. And I think for us, one of the key things we realized very early on was the importance of our aftercare service, that in-work support. We were able to work with the young people we'd supported last year into jobs, education, training, and make sure that they didn't get left behind, or that they had clarity and support, that they had somewhere to go to as redundancies, furlough leave, etc., were being introduced early on. And as I think hopefully most of you know, we launched externally our online remote program, which is called Head Body Future. And that's really about taking what we do in the classrooms, do in the academies on a daily basis, and adapting it for the online remote environment. But it absolutely prioritizes young people's safety, their well-being. It continues to help them to achieve accredited qualifications, get fit, and get ready for their future. And that's around helping them find jobs, education, and training. And we've been amazed in terms of the continuing engagement. We've worked with over 500 young people since lockdown began, many of them continuing to work with us, but also lots of new young people coming to Street League. On average, our attendance has been between 200 and 300 young people a week, which is just incredible. It's amazing how many people you can fit into a group Zoom chat or a one-to-one WhatsApp schedule. And as I say, we've really tried to look at making sure that despite all of the different experiences of young people, they continue to get that tailored one-to-one support from Street League, but also that sense of belonging and connection to the group and to their peers. So I'll hand over to Doogie to talk a bit about what we've seen in the external environment.
Hello everyone. I have the cheery opening for myself to say that we think undoubtedly that we are in a recession. We don't have the statistics yet, but it's certainly looking likely that that's where we are heading. We've seen universal credit claims rocket over 1 million, and we are predicting in our time we will see a furlough bubble form, and as we get to August, September, youth unemployment will significantly change. Street League has a great job, and it's a privilege to help young people that are out of work find work. And the transition from school to work is a key transition, and we think that being there every single day to help those young people is a key thing, and we're very proud of the fact that we've been here since the start of lockdown and can continue to do so. We want to think about the future here just for a second, in that we believe that there's going to be downward pressure on the jobs market. There'll be less jobs available. Those people that find it hard to find work are going to find it harder to get work, and therefore there's going to be a bigger demand for intermediate labour market services like ours to help people train and prepare for their future. And we want to be well positioned to work with employers and you as stakeholders and partners to do that, to alleviate the anxiety and fear that some young people may face. From our wellbeing records and our safeguarding records through the crisis, we undoubtedly feel that digital connectivity, broadband, and access to technology is an essential thing. I would say, probably, it's maybe dramatic to say this, but it's really, we feel that broadband is a utility, much like water, gas, and electricity. And the Poverty Commission today were talking about the fact that access to digital is going to increase poverty stats as we move through the year. So we are considering that as we develop our services. And on that cheery note, I'll hand back to Lindsay.
Thank you. We didn't intentionally set it up this way, that I do get to, I suppose, focus on some of the positive and the optimistic pieces. One of the things we've been really struck by actually have been the young people that we work with. And as Doogie says, the challenges that they've faced, prior to lockdown. So the young people Street League work with do often have additional barriers, circumstances that they need to overcome. They come to Street League and we provide that support. But as you can imagine, with lockdown, they've had, I guess, even greater opportunity to show their amazing resilience, their amazing talent, their potential. And one of the things for us is, we are really keen to champion the young people that we're working with. We have some brilliant employer partnerships where they are ring fencing opportunities for our young people, and we hope that continues and that we are able to, young person by young person, tackle the crisis that's emerging, and continue to provide that support. We would also be obviously remiss not to recognise other wider conversations around Black Lives Matters and the fact that young people that we work with who are from a Black community have faced additional challenges throughout this time. And, like many charities, organisations across the country, we're looking at ourselves, we're looking at our services, we're looking at our curriculum, we're working with our team and with our partners to improve and to fight on, all fronts, be that the economic downturn, the racial inequalities that exist. I think what's key to Street League, and always has been, is supporting young people, but also finding their corner for them and working alongside them to help them achieve their potential.
So it remains to say thank you. Thanks for participating today. But we want to say thanks to a few different people that might be on the call. So to our long-term supporters, you know who you are. There are too many to mention. I don't want to give any tricks of the trade away at Street League. Thank you for being with us over the years. And thank you to those of you that have given us additional COVID crisis funding. That has been put to good use, and that money has reached the front line as quickly as we possibly get it there. Thank you for the flexibility in that support and allowing us to develop our organisation previously, but also at this point to pivot and change it and meet demand. Thanks to our partners and organisations from the third sector that are on here. We work with hundreds across the UK, and the signposting and referrals and the conversations that have been live over the last 3 months have been vital to helping people that are most in need. Thank you to those of you that are volunteers. As a staff team, we see that your role being incredibly vital to improving our services. Thank you to our trustees that have stood by us. It's very third sector for trustees to be active and involved, and I must say that the Street League board is one of the best, and I know that we're biased, but I say that unequivocally. Thanks to our staff. I'm in awe of some of our staff. You'll meet some of them in a moment. Many of them have been in the front line since day one, and it'll be interesting to hear from them. So if you're thinking about questions, please don't hold back. They absolutely deserve that profile. But more importantly, you're going to meet some of our young people. And without further ado, back to Nigel.
Brilliant. Thanks, Dougie. Thanks, Lindsay. And Dougie, that was almost turning into an Oscar speech there, but that was fantastic. Lots of thank yous, but absolutely brilliant. But seriously, really good to hear what's happening at Street League and how we've tackled this current crisis that everybody, all the charity sector and everybody actually are facing. Great, we're now going to move into the breakout rooms to meet and talk with the young people. There's 3 different breakout rooms, one for our young people from Paisley, one for Birmingham and one for London. Don't worry, you don't need to do anything. You will, by the magic of technology, be taken into a breakout room, and we'll have about 15 minutes together just to hear our staff member discuss and chat with the young people, and then we'll all be brought back together after that. And can I just say at the end, as we close, stay with us because we've got a fantastic announcement to come in terms of a new supporter for Street League, which we'll tell you about straight after the breakouts. Thank you.
Start with Aaron then, because Aaron's just at the top of my screen there. Aaron is kind of a great example of kind of young people I work with just now. He's done really well. He was actually on the course going into lockdown. A week before obviously the UK government forced the lockdown, and we started working with both Aaron and Taylor digitally. So they were kind of alongside me on the learning curve, so we kind of done that together because I'd never done Zoom calls in terms of delivery. Aaron went on, so I'll let Aaron obviously tell you what he's been on to do. And there's been a couple of curveballs since, but it's typical Street League life and typical life for a lot of participants that maybe have to kind of go from job to job and kind of stuff, that barriers that come up. So I'll just start. Aaron, I'll ask you a question. So Aaron, I don't know if you can unmute your mic there, pal, and then you can answer these, obviously. Give you a wee minute. That's if you can hear me, which I hope you can. Hey, Aaron, right, so brilliant. I can hear you now, mate. So I'm just going to start with what's your home life been like? Where are you living just now?
In the house with my mum, my dad and my brother.
Good stuff, good stuff. How's it been? Kind of just obviously been locked down and that. What's it been like?
It's not been the easiest, but like, we've got through it. Like, it's the same for everybody. It's not just me. It's the same as everybody else. Like, we're all going to have to do it.
Right.
So, but it's not been too bad. It's life planner. It's not been bad. It's not been good.
Aye, and then is it like just kind of living on top of each other and stuff like that? Is that something you're not used to? Like seeing a lot of each other every day instead of maybe people going to work or whatever?
Nah, I think that's a bit. It brought me a wee bit closer with my family as well.
That's good.
But when I was in the house and stuff.
Brilliant, good stuff. How's lockdown been for you? What do you think's been the most challenging thing for you through lockdown? Would you say?
Just probably not being able to see my pals and like family and friends and all that. Like every day I can't see really.
Good, right, fair enough. And then kind of how often would you see your pals, like through the week? Would it be every day?
Every day I'm out, every single day.
That's good. But obviously you're not able to do that just now. What's been happening with work? Like obviously I know it's been happening, but just for everybody else, like you have been occupied for the last 5 weeks. I don't know if you want to tell everybody.
Just near the start of lockdown, I got asked to work in the butchers, a local butchers in Paisley. It was a person it was a guy my mum knew, and then I just went in there and just started making obviously stuff for the butchers, butcher meat and all that. And then today I started a new warehouse job. Yeah. And then obviously just for everybody else, Aaron had played his cards really well with the warehouse job in terms of leaving the butchers. But what happened was the guy in the warehouse has since told them that he didn't know that he wasn't 18. So he can't actually do the role he's doing. So Aaron's just left the butchers, went into a new job today, and if the pandemic's not bad enough, they've turned around and said, "Oh, you actually can't do this job," after him putting in his notice. So we'll still be working with Aaron, obviously, to kick him on. But Jink, have you been in contact with the butchers since then? I went in the day and handed them in stuff to say thanks and all that. But apart from that, last night I phoned the boss, in fact, and told him that I wouldn't be in today because obviously my new job, and then I went in today and gave him beers and chocolate and all that just to say a wee thank you.
Fair play, mate. But you've done well just even to come on to this call after that. Obviously getting the news leaving one job and going into the next and that happening to you, so well done, mate.
Thank you, Andy.
And then I've just got what have you been doing with Street League during lockdown? So obviously we've been working for the last couple of weeks, obviously back and forth. So just be honest and just say exactly how it's been between me and you for before and during the lockdown.
Well, we've done that quiz the other week, sure.
Yeah.
And I've been catching up with you, telling you what jobs I've been applying for. You've just been trying to help me get jobs and all that.
Yeah, definitely. And just for benefit of everybody else, Aaron's course finished a couple of weeks ago when he obviously started work at the end of it. But Aaron kind of checks in with me every day, which is good because it's good to hear from him, and he's always the first to tell you how he's been getting on. So it's good to kind of get participants that keep in touch with you like that. And it's obviously allowed me to help him kind of just kick on from going from job to job, and then just anything else that's maybe coming up in kind of people's personal lives. What's your dream job, Aaron?
Well, dream job and job I want to do, like dream job probably a footballer, but what I want to be honestly is a firefighter. Superb. And you were telling me the other day, but just for everybody else, when did you? It was just recently you kind of came to that conclusion. I was speaking to the guys in the butchers, and then it came to my mind, and I thought I'd never know. Up to like the other week, I'd never known what I wanted to do, but now I've been kind of thinking about it. That is what I want to do, but I need to wait till I'm 18 to start training, I think it is. Brilliant. Aaron's, for everybody else, Aaron's got the height for it. He's 6'8" for 16-year-old, so I think he'd cruise that, mate. So we can look at that next. Sorry to make you blush in that one.
Aaron, I think that's all the questions, mate, and I'll just go on to Taylor. Taylor, I can't see you at the top. I don't know if you're here.
You need to move your screen, mate.
There we go. You can keep me right then. So can you hear me all right? Aye. So I'll just run through a couple of questions for yourself then. So it's the exact same questions that I asked Aaron. What is home life like for you at the minute? And where are you living just now?
With my mum and my dad, I'm going obviously 2 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
Because my dad's back to work, so he can't look after me. He went back after the third week into lockdown, so I've been at home. And that's better, because I didn't really get to see him a lot before that.
Good. So every cloud, isn't it? Silver lining. No, that's good, mate. Has there been any kind of challenges like that, like living at home or being in more, or would you say it's just been the same as normal for you? If you're being
definitely harder not to play football every now and then.
Yeah, and you like your football, so moving on to the next question, how's lockdown been for you? And it was kind of touched on it there, but what would you say is the most challenging thing for you for the full of the lockdown so far?
Well, probably my team folding, to be honest, and then another team picked me up, so that wasn't really the worst thing. I was quite worried about that. Yeah,
and it was that Glenville folded?
Yeah, we left. Too many players went junior, so that's us folded now.
That's brutal, but you got a bit of good news yesterday, so obviously I'll let you share that with the group, but you get a new team there?
I'm playing with Arthur now.
Brilliant. So for a lot of folk that might be down south, you might not have heard of Arthurlie, but Arthurlie's probably, they're a junior team, so they're maybe equivalent to a non-league team. So Taylor's been signed up for them to play goals, which is good. So he's a good keeper. It was good for the 4 weeks that we had before lockdown, but you were getting used to picking mine out the net anyway, yeah?
You wish.
You did that? And then basically just as I said to Aaron, what were you doing with Street League during the lockdown? So obviously this is a couple of weeks ago, but you were on the course when we went into lockdown, so if you were just to explain that to everybody here, what it was like.
I was different. I had different workbooks compared to others, because I didn't really start. So I went to call with Caitlin, and I was called you as well now and then. And Caitlin would come on the phone, she would tell me what pages to do and that, and I'd walk through it. And then after that, it only took a couple of weeks to get done, a week or two.
Aye, mate, you done well. You done because everybody was doing leadership and you had to do employability award, and basically that was because you had already done the leadership award. So you done well, because a lot of the people during the workshops were able to bounce off each other, but you had to do it yourself. So hats off to you, mate. You done well. And then obviously, was it weird for you going from seeing every day to just not seeing them doing the course and not being able to
nothing worse. The course was good fun as well, getting you out of the house and getting me fitter again. That's what I needed to happen.
No, fair play, mate. And you and Aaron were good for the course in terms of that, because you got it going. You were always wanting to kick about, and you were always getting people up for it, so that's kind of helps, do you know what I mean? Because you can't have too many closed books at the same time. What's your kind of dream job?
Dream job's being a footballer, but I wouldn't mind being a fireman, the same as Aaron said.
Good man. And then you're going to do a pre-apprenticeship course in plumbing? Take it. Would you stick that out? Do you want to be a plumber?
I'd stick that out, and then
see what happens.
You still do your training with the fireman or whatever it is, and go to the RAF and be the fires out in there.
Yeah, aye, well, definitely, mate. So you're looking into it, and good money in the plumbing as well, so it's not a bad kind of safety net. And sorry, apologies to Aaron, I forgot to ask you this, but I'll ask Taylor, what are you looking forward to most when lockdown finishes?
Definitely playing football again.
Good man. Getting back into training with Arthurlie, making a good start on that and going back to college. Good. So that's obviously we wrapped up the questions with our guys. I don't know do people want to ask any questions to Aaron or Taylor just now at all? Feel free, I'll put myself on mute just so I'm not kind of interfering.
Yeah, if anybody's got any questions, just if you come off mute in the bottom left-hand screen, feel free if you want to ask a question. If no one's taken advantage of that, can I jump in, Andy, to ask you a question?
Yeah, go for it.
Street League, obviously, well, not Street League, but any organisation working with people, and having that focus of your youth worker, you're used to that face-to-face interaction.
Yeah.
And then literally 24th of March, the venues that we use, sports centres, gyms, clubs, etc., obviously had the government guidance for lockdown to close down, and we were effectively didn't have that venue and with social distancing. So literally overnight, you and your colleagues went to a situation where you're not doing face-to-face, you're doing everything online. What was that like?
It was, I'll be honest with you, right? It was absolutely brutal. For me, I'm in our team, I'm like the biggest technophobe. So we always get a good laugh at how bad I am with technology. Like, and my pals, like, even see for Zoom, like, for going in just with my friends and like a Saturday night and we do the Zoom quiz, I'm even struggling with that. Do you know what I mean? Even the internet, so my pals, I always say my pals, like, for me, I'm just, their trades are joinery and stuff, but my trade's working with people. And just not being able to see people kind of in person day to day, the likes of the boys that's on the chat and stuff's really hard, especially when I'm not good with technology. But we've just had to adapt because at the end of the day, for boys like Aaron and Taylor, they're 16 and 17-year-olds, so they rely on the training allowance, which gives them a bit of income. So if we were just to kind of draw a line under it, we couldn't help them like after week 4 really. They wouldn't have got any income, and also like the boys have done well since then, so they kept themselves in a good routine to go and kick on and get into the butchers, and we helped them with applications for college and stuff. So it was just, that's the positive spin on it. But for me it was really hard because I'm just a massive kind of people person. I know every day in kind of the Power League, and when I worked in Kirkintilloch, I knew every day in the leisure centre, so it's good going in and bouncing off people and going in and seeing employers that you know and just chatting away to them. Like, that's the biggest and the best bit of the job for me, is just working with the people. And then for paperwork and compliance, obviously that's why my manager's there, but it's not my strength, and technology isn't my strength. So it's been really hard to kind of like have to do it all for yourself, but I've managed to do it. My missus would say, my girlfriend said that, well, my fiance, she'd kill me, she heard me say that. She said she's noticed, like, it's been quite hard for me because I'm in the one space for like 9 to 5, but I've got a lot to do, so it's just as soon as it gets to 5, I'm out my bike. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then that's just given me a bit of sanity, so aye. Well, thank you, because you've done an incredible job, as have a lot of the other staff members up in Scotland, down in England, just in terms of adapting. Yeah. And having that, maintaining that engagement with young people has been incredible. So thank you very much for that. Really appreciate it. No worries. Can you just, we've got about another half minute, 30 seconds or so, but have you got any sense for the future? We're hearing a lot of statistics about youth unemployment is going to rise. How does that feel from your perspective in Glasgow? Terrifying, because although, and if I'm being honest, although it's the reason why I'm in a job, ideally I would be out of a job. I think for a lot of the young people we work with, they've not got a lot of experience. A lot of people are going to require our service a lot more now because they're going to be laid off of work, but they're going to have a lot of experience. So it's going to make it even harder for some young people that are maybe 16, 17 that didn't have experience, and also jobs are going to maybe need people to hit the ground running. So they're maybe not going to have the chance to upskill people and have a bit of patience with young people. So I'm kind of like concerned for my young people more than anything, but we'll just kind of go for it and tackle it head on. Yeah, fantastic.
Everyone, thank you for joining us. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I'm just going to give it a few seconds just to make sure everybody has joined us in the room. You can see everyone here. Perfect, thank you. Great, so you have joined the breakout room for Birmingham. So we're going to hear a little bit more about what life is like in lockdown from young people and our staff in Birmingham. So I'm going to pass over to Anna, who is the Progressions Coordinator in Birmingham, and to Tamina and Sophia, who are participants of our Birmingham programme. Over to you, Anna.
Thanks, Holly. Hi, everyone. So I joined a little bit late, Holly, so I didn't hear what you said at the first part. But we're just going to get cracking. So we've got two awesome young people on the call, Sophia and Tamina. So if you could make sure that you are on loud. So if you take your microphones off so you're not on mute, just check that we can hear you.
Hi.
Hi, Tamina. Hi, Sophie. You both okay?
Yeah, fine. How are you?
Okay, yeah, good, thank you. Right, excellent. So we're going to get cracking with some of the questions, and yeah, we'll just show everyone what awesome jobs you've been doing whilst we've been in lockdown. So the first question, and Sophia, I'm going to come to you if you don't mind first.
Fine.
What does home look like for you at the moment?
Home is where my family is. We've been spending a lot of time together, and lockdown has brought us all a lot more closer.
Okay, excellent. And who are you living with, Sophia, at the moment?
I live with my parents and my 2 younger sisters.
Okay, excellent. And you've said that that's brought you closer together.
Yeah, it has for sure.
And why do you think that is, Sophia?
I think it's because normally some of us are busy either at school or college or work, but because of lockdown, there's no school or college anymore, and even some people don't have to go to work anymore. So that's why we're spending a lot of time together at home and getting to know each other a lot more better.
Okay, good, excellent. And Tamina, coming over to you, what about for you? What does home look like for you at the moment?
I'm with my family at the moment.
And how are you finding that? Who do you live with?
With my siblings and my parents.
And how has it been whilst you've been in lockdown?
It's been okay. I've become a lot closer to my siblings.
Okay, and why do you think you've become a lot closer to your
We've been able to like share our interests and stuff. So, for example, me teaching my brother how to play like piano and stuff, and him teaching me what he's into, his interests like coding and programming.
Awesome. So you feel like you've both learnt some new skills because you've spent so much time together at home?
Yeah.
Cool. And Tamina, do you mind me asking, I know I spoke to you about this before the call, but do you mind me asking you a little bit about maybe what home was like before lockdown happened?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so how was home life for you before lockdown happened?
It wasn't the best. We weren't really close, and we didn't really speak at all. Like,
okay, sorry, carry on, Tamina.
Other than like basic stuff.
Okay, so you feel like actually before lockdown happened, you were quite far apart, you didn't really speak to one another, you didn't really spend much time together, and there was, you know, maybe not as much communication going on, whereas because now lockdown's happened and you've had to spend lots of time together, you've developed your relationships more.
Yeah.
Okay, good, excellent, well done. Thank you for sharing that, Tamina. Sophia, I'm going to come back to you. So your second question is, how has lockdown been for you in general?
It's been good. I'm relaxing at home, and my hobbies are watching movies, listening to music, so I can do that in lockdown now. So yeah, it's been great.
So you feel like you've got an excuse to be able to do the things you enjoy?
Yeah, exactly.
And what do you think, so it's brilliant that you've got some things you've been able to enjoy. What about challenges? What do you think your biggest challenges have been whilst you've been in lockdown?
It's not being able to find many jobs now, because not many jobs are going about because of what's happening, you know, this coronavirus and everything. So yeah, just struggling to find a job because of all this.
Okay, so that's what you think your biggest challenge is, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Tamina, what about yourself? How has lockdown been in general for you?
A lot better than expected. I've been able to like get more into my hobbies, and also I started learning dance with my friend. Like, we've been doing contemporary dance over FaceTime.
Okay, excellent, amazing. So you feel like lockdown has actually been better than you expected it to be?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And if you're thinking about challenges, what do you think your biggest challenge has been whilst being in lockdown?
The change of routine. It's like the exact opposite of when I used to go out and stuff.
Has anything else in your routine maybe changed?
Just staying at home all day. It's like I used to leave the house a lot, and like even when I wasn't like going to street league, I would go out with friends, and that's like not happening anymore. So
okay, so your biggest challenge is maybe actually physically not being able to leave the house and physically engage or see other people. Yeah, okay, cool. Right then, Sophia, back to you. So could you just talk a little bit about what you've been doing with Street League whilst you've been in lockdown?
Yeah, of course. I've learned a lot about CVs, cover letters, improving on interviews, and yeah, all of these techniques. I've definitely learned a lot. And also dance and exercise has kept me fit, given me something to do. I've used good listening skills, having to listen to you while you were teaching us how to dance, and giving us instruction. So definitely good listening skills that's improved too. So yeah.
Okay, excellent. And if you were going to say, if you were going to pick one thing that you've maybe learned in terms of getting into employment or employability skills, what's one thing that is new to you or you've learned whilst we've been in lockdown? I know you mentioned CVs, cover letters, interviews. What's probably the most important thing you've learned whilst being in lockdown?
Probably CVs, just because that's the first step in applying for jobs. So that's more important because that's the first impression. In CVs, I've learned you don't need to give your contact information. Obviously, give your phone number, just not your address because that's not needed. You don't need to include your photo because they don't need to judge you on your looks. They judge you on your skills. So I've learned these things, which are quite important.
Okay, excellent. And just touching on the dance, you mentioned about doing dance activities. What's maybe been your favourite part of doing the dance and fitness exercises?
And learning different styles of dance, like hip hop, contemporary, or learning new styles. It was fun. It kept me entertained.
Okay, excellent. Fab. Thank you, Sophia. Right, Tamina, over to you. Could you talk, yours is a little bit different, the engagement you've been doing with Street League. So could you talk a little bit about what you've been doing with Street League whilst in lockdown, Tamina?
Yeah, I started with doing well-being tasks that I was given. And then I started joining in dance over Zoom and employability sessions. And I just recently started the functional skills course for English and maths.
Okay, excellent. And so you were engaged in Street League before lockdown, weren't you, Tamina? So we kind of continued that dance and employability. Could you talk a little bit about why you enjoy doing the dance, Tamina?
I enjoy the different styles of dance, definitely. It helps, I think, not only keep me fit, but also with creativity, having to come up with moves and also teamwork.
Yeah, okay, good, excellent. And what are those skills going to be important for in the future?
For work and finding a job.
Yeah, good, well done, excellent. And could you just talk a little bit about the functional skills that you're taking part in at the moment, Tamina, and why you're taking part in it?
Yeah, I'm doing level 2 maths and level 1 English to get qualifications to help me get back into education.
Okay, fab. And why are these qualifications important for you?
This gonna help me get back into education slowly, so I'm not thrown in the deep end, and it's gonna be a lot easier for me.
Okay, good. So it's helping you make those next steps.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Thanks, Tamina. Sophia, right, what is your dream job?
My dream job is to be a store manager someday because I enjoy helping people. I've got good customer service skills as I've got experience as a sales assistant that I've done before, and I've got the ability to remain calm and patient in stressful situations, which is why I think I'll be great at that job.
That sounds like an interview answer to me, Sophia. Well done. Yeah, okay, cool. And why else at store manager? Why else do you want to be a manager? What do you have to do if you want to be a manager?
I would like to try something different. It's not something I've done before, and I think it would be fun and helping, motivating staff and helping people for sure, helping people. That's what I enjoy doing. So, yeah.
Yeah, awesome, helping other people. Thank you, Sophia. Tina, what's your dream job?
Something to do with music.
Cool, I thought it might be. And why do you say that?
I enjoy creating music and playing instruments, whether it be piano, guitar, singing, or whatever. And I enjoyed sharing my interests with others. So whether it be teaching music or just playing it. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Well done. And what did you do last week? Would you like to tell everyone what you did last week in terms of music?
Yeah, I recorded a classical piece that we danced to. Well, we didn't dance to my version, but I recorded it later on. So, yeah.
Yeah, well done. It was awesome. It was awesome, by the way. Excellent. Thank you, Tamina. And last but not least, Sophia, what are you most looking forward to when lockdown restrictions are lifted and you can go out again?
Finding a job, because I'd like to be independent and earn money and just do something. Yep.
So finding a job's the most important thing for you?
Yes.
Well, excellent. Tamina, what are you most looking forward to when lockdown restrictions are lifted and you can go out?
I think meeting friends and also finding a job. I really want to find a job now. I think being at home has made me realise how badly I want a job.
Okay, Tamina, would you like to explain how, when you first started with Street League at the back end of 2019, how finding a job or the thought of finding a job would have made you feel?
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted a job. I was really bad at working with people, and I was too shy and nervous. So I thought an interview is never going to happen. Neither would finding a job. But it's like, now I think I've gained more confidence and I'm able to do interviews and hopefully find a job.
Yeah, amazing. So yeah, you've done amazing, Tamina, and Sophia, you have as well. But when Tamina first started, like she's just said, the thought of a job or doing an interview or holding a conversation and making eye contact was a real challenge. It's not that you were bad at it, Tamina, it was just a challenge, and we've worked to overcome that, and you've come so far. So yeah, you should be really proud of yourself, and we will continue to help you both look for a job. And yeah, that closes our questions. So thank you ever so much. I'm not sure if I'm handing back over to Holly.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, thanks so much. That was really such great insight from both of you and from you, Anna. Thank you. And I've just got one quick question that's been put into the chat. I can see we've got a minute left. So a speedy question. We've all been trying to change the way that we're communicating. So Sophia, just the question here is, how do you prefer to have us communicate with you? Is it through email or WhatsApp, or do you use Zoom with Anna? What do you think is best?
Probably WhatsApp. I mean, email is fine too. I'm fine with any, but probably WhatsApp more. I use that more.
Thank you. And Tamina? Same question?
Email or WhatsApp, I don't mind.
Okay. So is that because both of you prefer kind of just quick casual chat and it's a bit easier, or what if it's not face to face on the video?
Probably a lot more easier.
Okay, thank you. Perfect, thank you very much. And one quick question for you, Anna, just before we go with that minute. Obviously, there's been a lot of change at Street League, going from face-to-face delivery to kind of all remote delivery within a matter of days. Can you tell us the key changes that you had to make? You've got 59 seconds.
I'll do it speedy. So yeah, we transferred all of our delivery to online. So at the moment, we're currently running daily employability sessions between Tuesdays and Fridays for an hour, where the focus each week shifts from CVs, interviews, application forms, cover letters, wellbeing. And that is followed by an hour sports session. And we've started circulating fitness, dance and yoga to kind of meet all the needs of the different young people. And then afternoons have tended to be one-to-ones, reviews and job club. So yeah, we've just literally picked up everything we were doing in Academy and tried to adapt it to online, and using platforms like Zoom, WhatsApp, emails, phone calls, just to keep in touch. But it seems to have worked really well.
Brilliant, thank you so much. That was very well timed, thank you. You've got 10 seconds. So guys, thanks so much for joining us. We're all going to be taken automatically back into the main room, so we'll see you there. Thanks.
Thank you, Tamina. Thank you, Sophia.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thanks, Nige, and hi, everyone. So yeah, I feel this person is really enthusiastic about sport and football in particular, and that kind of mirrors Street League's enthusiasm for sport and how it can change the lives of young people. He's currently the manager of the best team in the world. I say that without any bias at all. And he's soon to be Premier League champion, and it is Jurgen Klopp.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Thanks, Richie. Thanks a lot. We had the pleasure of, when we heard the news about Jurgen, of talking to some of our staff and just sharing the news, and it was absolutely fantastic, even for Richie to see Richie's reaction when we shared that news. Being a Liverpool fan, it makes a big difference, I think. So brilliant. Thanks, Richie. Fantastic. So just a little bit of background to that news. I mean, I shouldn't be so presumptuous that everybody knows who Jurgen Klopp is. So this, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if that will help. That might just click for a few people, but we were absolutely delighted. And without exaggerating, he's probably one of the biggest names, certainly in football management, but in football globally at the moment. I probably can't disagree with Richie. They are about to lift the Premier League trophy for the first time in 30 years. But they're also Champions League title holders. And Jurgen is a a very inspirational new breed of manager, and to have him supporting Street League is quite incredible. So we're really over the moon. The connection came through Common Goal. For those of you that don't know, that's an organisation that was set up 2 or 3 years ago that really encourages players and managers to give a percentage of their salary towards good causes, and particularly good causes around football and sport globally. So you can imagine from the choice that Jürgen had, the fact that he picked out Street League, we were absolutely blown away. So it's been really fantastic. And he's a very genuine guy, got a great smile and a real care for people. So it feels for us a real privilege to have him as a supporter. And hopefully you'll be hearing a little bit more about that on social media over the next week or so. So just to close off, really, just a huge thank you to everyone. We have still got well over 100 people on the call, which is great. You've all stuck with it. We're thinking of doing some more online sessions like this, so we'll certainly keep you in touch as we look at doing those that might be regional specific or might be about a particular area of our work. But we will be doing that as we go forward. If you would like to find out more about Street League, so if someone's mentioned about this call and you've joined us and you'd like to find out more information or support us in any way, please do get in touch with us. You can do that directly through the email that we originally shared with this Zoom link. We'd love to hear from you, and who knows, one day we'd love to have a coffee with you and actually meet up with you when lockdown is fully over. So thank you everyone for joining. There is, as you close from this, in the chat, there is a very short survey, just a couple of questions. We love getting your feedback, and that will really give us a guidance over the next few sessions that we run. But yeah, in the meantime, thank you for all your support. Take care and keep safe. Goodbye.